hello, everyone. How's everyone doing out there on today? What if your hair wasn't just about beauty, but a message from your body? What if the strands you're losing are connected to the strength you're missing on the inside? Today, we're going to be having a guest with us. And guess what? She doesn't just do hair, she changes lives. Because of her, every strand counts. And so does every woman's story of healing. So I say to you again, hello, and welcome to this live stream that's sponsored by Stepping Out with Purpose. And guess what? I am Dr. Valerie Harris, and I'm so happy to be here today. And I hope that you will gain something from this episode that we're about to do right now. And I would like to just tell you a little bit about our guest because she focuses on holistic hair growth. And she's someone, her name is Dana Wilson, and she's a person who believes that every strand counts. She is a certified trichologist, educator, veteran, empowerment coach, and the CEO of Hair Cares Inc. Incorporation. She has helped hundreds of women reclaim their confidence, health, and hair by addressing what's happening on the inside, not just the outside. Through her signature methods that she used, the 10 keys to a holistic approach to hair growth, Dana blends science, spirituality, and self-care into a transformational journey that empowers women to take control of their health and their beauty. She's also the visionary behind the Piecing Hair Growth Together Summit that's coming up soon in June, an upcoming event that's gathering together some of the top minds in trichology, wellness, and hair care to equip beauty professionals with the tools to serve clients at a deeper level. Let's welcome Dana to the stage. Hello, Dana.
Hey, Dr. Val. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy that you decided to come up here and join me today and teach us. You're going to teach us something today. I'm excited about that, especially when it comes to hair. Yes. So we don't want to just prolong this. We're going to jump right in and start diving in and exploring what this means about that every strand counts. Mm-hmm. So Dana, your philosophy is that every strand counts. Can you share with the audience how that belief evolved and why it is so fundamental to your work that you do today?
Thank you for asking me that question because I am so I'm driven by every strand counts, right? So every strand counts means several things to me, right? Literally, for someone who is experiencing hair loss, every strand really do count on their head, right? But a lot of times when you're experiencing hair loss, you might be doing the comb over or camouflaging because you don't want people to see what's happening to you. So every strand counts in that sense. But also, I believe every strand counts in our lives. Like if you've been through some drama or traumatic event, those things mean something, right? It's not isolated situations or circumstance. They really do build you so you can fulfill on your purpose in life. So every strand counts in regards to hair. Every strand counts in regards to the lessons, the experiences, and things that you've learned over the years. So you can ultimately fulfill on your purpose in life. So that's where that comes from for me.
Truly. I love that because I'll be looking at my strands and I believe that every strand counts because as you get older, your hair begin to start getting thin. And that's an experience that I've had with hair thinning, taking medication. And then I've dealt with alopecia, I deal with alopecia. So every strand, I testify to that it does count. They count.
Yes, it does. Right. So we need to save those strands, right?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to save them, honey, hide the spots and everything. So that's what I'm doing too.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So you created what you call the 10 keys to a holistic approach to hair growth. Now, can you walk us through that, what this approach means and how it differs from what most people experience.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So one, let me see, I say holistic with the W, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not with the H. And the reason why I emphasize the W, because I think of it as a whole person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holistic, your whole well-being, right? So these 10 keys to holistic approach for growing hair is because it's not just about the hair. Hair loss in most cases start within, right? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people like to attack it from the outside. They're looking for lotions and potions to put on their hair and scalp, but we really need to look within ourselves, what we're doing inside our body, or what the practices and things that we put inside our bodies that's impacting the hair. But before I go into the 10 keys, let me say there's several approaches to hair growth, right? You got conventional medicine where you might go to the dermatologist. They might give you an anti-inflammatory peel or some lotions and potions to kind of slow down the hair loss. Um,
Mm-hmm.
However, those a lot of those things are temporary. As
Mm-hmm.
long as you're using that peel, as long as you're using that lotion or potion, it will kind of subside or slow it down. But the
Mm-hmm.
holistic approach is something that is lifestyle changes that
Mm-hmm.
needs to happen so that one, we can stop the hair growth or stop the hair loss or promote hair growth. The
Mm-hmm.
other approach is regenerative, and this is obviously new with all technology. We're learning how to use stem cells and things of that nature. So that's also an approach. However, what I found over the years, even for myself, because I've tried the conventional, I've tried the regenerative, right? And I'm okay with integrating these approaches, but I wanted to see what can I do without spending all of this money, like all of this money on different things, and what can I do for myself um,
Mm-hmm.
to help promote hair growth? And so I came up with the 10 keys. And when I say I came up with it, it's things that I do for myself that I've
Mm-hmm.
seen work, right? And then the research that I do as well. So, in no particular order, these are the 10 keys. So, first, I'm going to talk about exfoliation. So, the scalp is the breeding ground for hair, our hair strands, right? And so, just like grass, you have to fertilize that grass, you have to water that grass so that the grass can grow. And the same thing with our hair. And so, a lot of times we focus when we shampoo our hair, we focus on the hair strands, and we really need to focus on the scalp health, making sure that our scalp is clean. And so, a scalp exfoliation is just like you would do like a facial to your, like you clean your face every day, right? But you may not do a deep facial, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same concept with your scalp. You need to do a deep facial to the scalp, clean all the debris out, get some of the toxins out, so that you can have a good scalp hygiene or a good environment so that you can grow hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what exfoliation is. Elimination, right? Elimination is how, are we eliminating on a regular basis, right? We know that this is good for our health. If we eating every day, we need to be pooping every day too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
making sure you have a good elimination schedule will help as well. Nutrition, listen, that speaks for itself. Anytime you go to the doctor and you have any issue, they asking you about your diet,
Mm-hmm.
because what we eat absolutely impacts what's going on in our body and our scalp. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people compartmentalize the scalp from the body, but it is on our body. So whatever we put in it is going to impact our hair and scalp as well. Hydration, obviously, we need to be drinking water, right? Yes, we got the teas and the coffees and all that, the juices, and that's great. But we know that we need water in our bodies, and it's the same thing for our hair. If you put in your body, your hair is impacted by that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need supplementation, right? Because we're not eating nutrient rich foods and stuff. And so we might have to take some supplements because we know that we're not intaking the amount of vegetables and vitamins that we need on a daily basis. And then oxygenation, that is about breathing good air and actually taking deep breaths so that it will also go to our scalps. and our whole body. So all of these things that I'm mentioning is not just about the hair. The hair will indirectly be impacted by doing these different keys. And then meditation and relaxation. My goodness, stress is taking us out of here, right? Life is fast. We have a lot of things going on, and we really need to take time to relax and de stress our bodies because stress becomes physical, right?
Mhm,
For some
mhm,
people, I always tell the story about family members that don't want to know if something's going on with them. They don't want to know if they got cancer. They don't want to know if they have these things because soon as they know, we break down
mhm,
because we have now internalized the fact that something's going on, and then we just break down. The cancer gets more aggressive and things of that nature because that stress, what we telling ourselves, will change physically, will change
mhm,
our bodies physically.
mhm.
Detoxification. Every now and then we need to detox our bodies, get some of that junk out, out of there, right? We need to detox our organs and reset so that we can then create good lifestyle practices that's going to nourish our bodies. And then circulation. Listen, every follicle on our head has a blood source to it. Okay. And with hair loss, once the blood source is detached from the follicle, then you don't have hair. Then that's when we notice that we don't have hair there. We have hair loss because we need circulation.
Mhm. Mm,
And
mm,
then
mm.
stimulation, we need to stimulate those follicles. Sometimes those follicles are just sitting dormant, waiting to be woken up. And so
Mhm.
these are the 10 keys to the holistic approach of hair growth, but more importantly, for your entire body well-being.
Wow.
So I love it. I love it. I love
That
it.
is so, I mean, that is just something. I mean, the way you explained it, and I mean, because we definitely need to take care of ourselves because it has something to do with every part of our body.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It
Hmm.
all goes together.
Yeah, it's
So
nothing's compartmentalized here, right?
right,
We
right.
need oxygen. We need to relax. We need circulation. We need all of those things. It's no, one thing. It's several different things to add up to your hair health and for your whole body wellness.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I love how the your 10 keys touch on everything, especially that circulation, because I have a problem with the circulation. You
Yes.
did from the circulation to the meditation, which of these areas tend to surprise people the most when you're talking to them, when you connect with them. Which one, when you explain that to them, which one do you think is the one that everybody talks about?
The meditation relaxation.
Hmm. Because
Because
we don't get enough rest. We don't stop sometimes.
yeah, we're busy. Life is moving so fast. It's moving so fast. And we think that we are handling the
Hmm.
stress, right? Because we can't stop. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. We got to get that done. And we don't realize the impact that stress is causing our bodies. So that is the main one that kind of really is like an aha for many people. I
Okay.
really need to make time for myself, even if it's 15 minutes, just to relax and calm your spirit.
Yeah, and just unwind because sometimes we overwork, and at a certain hour, we need to just cut the computer off, leave all that stuff behind, and start all over the next day.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Whew, help me, Lord. Mm.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
as a certified trichologist and coach, how do you help your clients actually implement these 10 keys, especially when life feels so busy and we all the time are being overwhelmed by the responsibilities that we have?
Taking baby steps. I recommend taking baby steps, looking at all these 10 keys and figuring out what is one thing that I can do in that area for myself every day. It could be a 15-minute walk for your circulation. It
Mhm.
can be taking a breath, just sitting down for 15 minutes in silence, right? In silence, and just calming your spirit. It is really about just taking those baby steps towards making or creating better habits. Nutrition, just saying, okay, I'm going to eat one vegetable today.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
going to incorporate one vegetable in my life. For the detox, just maybe doing a detox every 6 months or something, just to get some of that stuff out of our body. So it is really about just identifying one habit that you can incorporate in your lifestyle on a daily basis. And then once we get that going, we can add another one and another one and another one. So every strand counts there, right? We're adding on and adding on. It's not about that I got to stop everything. I got to change my lifestyle in one swoop. It's
Right.
just making those little steps that's going to create milestones for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're bringing this full holistic perspective to your upcoming summit that you have called
Yes.
Piecing Hair Growth Together Summit. And who
Yes.
is this a summit for, and what makes this summit different from all the other things that you're doing right now?
I'm so excited about this summit. It's an in-person summit. This is really geared towards the unlicensed and licensed hair care professional, right? And the reason why I say unlicensed and licensed is because we have people that's doing hair every day, right? They're a loctician, they're a braider, they're a sister lock consultant, a natural hairstylist, and obviously for the license part, they're a licensed cosmetologist. And what's happening is clients are going to these professionals or these hair care providers, and some of us are just camouflaging, the hair loss for our clients. They coming to us because they need us to camouflage it. They're concerned about their hair loss, but we can actually do something about it. We can actually be armed with information and techniques and things of that nature to support them about, one, stopping the hair loss and preventing hair loss, and then also promoting hair growth. And so my passion piece is to help these professionals, arm them with information so they can support these people in a real way so that the hair loss won't get worse. And at this summit, we're going to have all kind of experts there. We're going to have hair scientists, trichologists, excuse me, all kinds of people there to do demonstrations and share their expertise so that we can arm these people, because the hairstylist, the hair care provider is the first line of defense for the clients, because sometimes they don't even know that they're losing their hair.
Right.
It takes about you losing maybe 30% of your hair before you can see it with the naked eye. However, if you have a stylist, they're looking at it every time you come in, and they may notice some changes, but cannot totally identify or articulate to the client what's happening, but they can see something happening. So I want to arm them with some knowledge so they can be able to articulate better to their clients, and so that they can stop the hair loss sooner than later. So
All
that's what
right.
that summit is all about. I'm so excited about it.
I'm excited for you. So if someone listening and they feel like their hair or their confidence is suffering, what's one key that they could start focusing on today? And how can joining you at the summit help take that healing even further?
I would say the first thing is go get help
Mm-hmm.
immediately. Hair loss don't get better. It gets worse if you don't have a disruption in what you're doing, right? So I would go get help. That's the first thing I would tell them. And
Okay.
then obviously I am an advocate for the holistic approach. So they can start doing some little things, making sure they drink water, watching what they eat, things of that nature. So I would tell them to do that. And in regards to my summit, send your hair care professional to the summit.
Yeah. There
Right?
you go.
Because the summit is all about the professionals so that they can support you, right? So tell
Right.
your stylist, hey girl, you might want to go check this out so you can hook me up, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely. 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 And I just see how you wear so many hats: a coach, a certified trichologist, educator. Tell us what a trichologist is.
mhm. A trichologist is a paramedical professional that specializes in scalp disorders and hair loss and hair
Okay.
in general. That's what a trichologist is.
Okay. And so that's really good. I mean, what drew you to this field in the first place?
I started losing my hair.
Okay.
I started losing my, well, one, I had a nice clientele. And over the years, I would see that they were losing their hair. And of course, they had great regimens of shampooing regularly and things of that nature. But I was kind of scratching my head about why are they losing their hair? And they would go see the dermatologist or go to the doctor. They would give them a lotion and potion, and it would subside it for a minute, or they might grow some back, and then they'll start losing it again.
Wow.
Right. And I really didn't know how to support these people. And then I start losing my hair. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? I got to get to the nitty gritty of this hair loss thing. And I found out about the field of trichology and went to school and started doing, I was my own guinea pig, right? On these different techniques and things of that nature. So I understand how it feels with your self-esteem to see that you're losing your hair. I understand the confusion. I understand about spending a lot of money on all kinds of different things and products that say hair growth and it's not working. So I relate to the individual who is losing their hair. And also, I noticed that with stylists, for some, because they don't have the words to articulate around the hair loss, they just camouflage and keep going, and it gets worse for their client. And so I decided I want to do something about it, not only service clients but help the hair care professional, because I totally relate to um, kind of being faced with your beauty,
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
A
So
daily
with
basis.
everything on your plate, what keeps you going? What's your personal motivation to keep you showing up, teaching, and helping women
Mhm.
reclaim their confidence through their hair?
I want to help my community.
All
I
right.
want to help my community. I want to share what I know with my community. It doesn't serve me to keep it to myself, right? It does not serve me to keep it to myself. I want to share with others so that we can get past some of these myths that we have, right? Making sure that we have good scalp hygiene to support our hair growth or to reduce the hair loss. It is really about helping the community, sharing what I know so that others can grow as well.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
with everybody that's listening, you heard this powerhouse here telling us what we need to do at the first sign of us losing our hair. We need to go and get some help.
Yes, yes,
We need to seek some wise counsel when it comes to our hair, because we as women, that's what we look at as our part of our beauty.
yeah,
So that's something that we really need to take care of, especially our bodies, because we're not doing a good job taking care of our bodies and getting rest and eating properly, drinking enough water. I'm guilty of it. I'm one of those ones that's kind of guilty of it, but I'm getting there. Okay. But
yeah.
if you want to get in contact with Dana, this is her information about her summit that's coming up here at the bottom of the screen. It's in person. Um, and you can learn more by going and registering, going to her website. And I
Mhm.
know she would love to hear from you. Listen,
Yes,
she's doing a marvelous thing, because listen, we need to try to keep every strand that we got in our head.
yes, ma'am.
So Dana, thank you so much for coming out here educating us today on the holistic approach, and that every strand counts. I mean, I do believe it. I count on every strand in my head because of the age and the medicine and the losing of hair, and
Yes,
so I'm right there with you. I really appreciate what you're doing, um, to empower us as women to understand the importance of the whole approach, not just the hair itself, but the
right,
holistic whole part of our body, from the top of our heads to the soles of our feet. We need to be responsible and take care of ourselves. Get that rest, drink that water, make sure our bodies are circulating and breathing in good air and blowing it out. So I
mhm,
really do appreciate how you're getting ready to sow with your summit. And I want to put it back up on the screen for a few minutes. And it is June the 7th,
mhm.
at the Delta Hotel, starting at 8:30 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. It's going to be power packed. Don't miss out on this opportunity, ladies. You need to come out and support Dana in this endeavor. And so, Dana, I thank you so much. I'm going to put you in the back room just for a minute, and then
Okay.
I'm going to end the show, and we will continue our conversation.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
That was Dana Wilson. And listen, she power packed. She got what it takes, guys, for us to make sure we embrace and keep our hair. But it's got to be a holistic approach. We can't just half step this thing. We need to do the right thing so that we can take care of ourselves. And I'm going to end today. I love that you all are going to learn something new that can help you as far as your hair and taking care of yourself. And like I tell you at the end of every show, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do some binge watching and give a like if you like it, and put some comments in the comment section. I would love for you to go there, and if you want to get in contact with me, like I said, my name is Valerie Harris. I'm an empowerment coach as well. I'm a business consultant. So if you want to set up a consultation with me, you can go to my website, and it's free for the first 15 minutes. So don't let that stop you. Free for 15 minutes. You need to know what you need to talk to me about so we can get through that 15 minutes, because I know I have a program that can help you in your life. So I look forward to seeing you and talking to you a little bit later, because guess what? We are about to end the show. And like I said, I thank you so much for coming and joining us on today. So I will be talking to you a little bit later.